We are live.
Okay.
Bless you.
It went away.
No. When is that? It's always like that.
So why did you do that?
Let's fuck around, fool. Alright, guys, welcome back to episode 25 of Muscle Mommies. This is Nona.
This is Audive.
And we're glad that you're here. Today's episode, we're going to talk about, basically if it's your first time in your fitness journey, like what to do, what is like the basic gym rules, and where to start.
Like gym etiquette. Things that people who go to the gym for like years just like know.
Yeah.
Yeah, so like some like insight, I guess.
Insight.
As a gym rat.
Literally, as a gym rat. Okay, so I feel like, let's say if you're starting your fitness journey, you don't work out like that, you know? And you're like lacking like muscle, you know?
Mm-hmm.
I would recommend, honestly, to start baby steps. Like, I would do home workouts a lot and like gain that strength, gain that muscle, gain that confidence. And then after you feel like, okay, I'm good, like I'm ready to like level up to like the weights in some sense, then like sign up to a gym and stuff. Like that's the path that I would personally take if I was starting, which I have done multiple times.
Yeah. For me, I like heavily relate to that in some way. Like when I basically did that, but unintentionally doing that. So I just signed up to a gym. Like I've done home workouts. Like I sort of did like a bunch of like body weight exercises in like high school and stuff, just with like sports teams and stuff. So I would do that back at home as well sometimes. But I did that by basically like after I signed up to the gym and I went to the gym and I was trying these exercises that I saw in videos and things like that. Like after doing my research, I was like, damn, this is hard. You know, like I was like, I don't know what the hell I'm doing. So I would at home practice those movements with body weight. So I know it sounds dumb, but like the thing is like if you're listening to this podcast, you want it, right? So it's like I knew I wanted it. So then I would do the boring things like at home, look at myself in the mirror and deadlift with like a broom until it felt normal, you know?
Exactly.
And doing that made me feel so comfortable because 9 out of 10 times when someone's like, oh, I feel uncomfortable, I get gym anxiety about like starting in the gym, and I ask why, they're like, I feel like people are judging me doing things incorrectly, which one, no one's really judging you. People would help you a lot of the times if you're doing something incorrectly. They might like come up to you and help you, but no one judges you. Everyone's been there. But two, familiarizing yourself with movement in your house before you go to the gym makes the gym a lot easier, because if you've never squatted before, you've never done anything before, and you go to the gym, you're like, now I'm doing it in front of an audience.
Exactly.
So just do it in your room with like a mirror, you know?
100%. And then like also like I feel like when you do home body weight exercises, you're growing that muscle, and then when you go to the gym and you're adding on weights, because you have that muscle, you could control the weights better, you know?
You have some kind of like basis of strength.
Of strength. You could control it and you could feel it a lot more. As if you're like just going to the gym and you don't have a lot of muscle there and you're picking up a weight, like you're kind of just moving the weight without intention in some sense.
Right. It's like when you put an athlete in the gym, since they have strength and they have muscle because they've exercised body weight for like ever, some even weight, like, but let's just for the sake of conversation say body weight, you put an athlete in the gym who's never weightlifted before and their form is usually very decent. Mm-hmm. Their movement is usually very decent, and I 100% agree with you. It's because since they've trained their muscle groups before, that connection is there.
The mind to muscle connection is there.
Yeah, that the movement patterns are there. So they squat and their squat looks a lot better than like, for example, when I started squatting, like all I would do is like bend my knees.
Yeah.
You ever been there?
Yeah, literally. Yeah. And I'm like, am I supposed to feel my quads?
You like
am I anything? Like I don't feel it.
Yeah, you know?
And then it leads to injuries.
Well, oh, yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Literally.
Yes. Like that is the worst part about everything, that like to be unfamiliar with things is like leads to injuries. That's why intentional did it?
No.
Okay.
Thank God. Did it?
But yeah, it's all about intention, and I think once you set that intention and you put that work in, like back at home, etc., like your gym experience becomes like 10 folds better. And that's like with even like experts, like or not experts, but people who are not unfamiliar with the gym. If a movement bothers you, just practice it like in the safety of your own home.
Literally.
Yeah.
Literally. And then like let's say that you're progressing to the gym, right? Like honestly, every single gym has a different vibe, you know? Like you need to find like, you know how they're like when you go pick a dog, at the shelter that you're like, oh, the dog has to choose me.
Yeah.
That's how it is with the gym too. It's like the gym chooses you, you know. Go to the gym, find the right gym that fits your vibe and that you like, just like feel the energy. Sometimes like, bro, I've been like gym hunting kind of, and then like I went to a couple gyms and the vibe was just off. I walked in and I was like, there's no way I'm gonna work out over here. Like I'm not gonna work out here just because it's just like the vibe was off. And then there's other gyms that I go to, like John Reed, and I'm like, fuck yeah, like let's get this lift in, you know?
Yeah.
Because of the energy of the people and stuff like that. And it really does impact you and your confidence and like your willingness, drive to like work out and have a decent workout, and like helps with your fitness journey and stuff like that. So like literally like, yeah, do the home workouts, build that muscle. Then when you go to the gym, go to multiple gyms before you sign up permanently, do a lot of trials and find the one that like fits your vibe.
Right. And don't let like one scare you away. Like it's not the end all be all, like, because there really are some crappy gyms. Yeah. So you might like walk into a gym and just be like, I hate the gym. Like I want to be a gym rat so bad. I want to work out so bad, but I can't love the gym. It's like maybe it's that gym. For real, it really could be that one. So literally, just day passes are free, dude. Use and abuse them. I use and abuse day passes. Like people are always like, how are you at every gym? Like I'm like, well, yeah, some places have day passes that you pay for, but a lot of places have trials, and that's what they're for. Like I really am trialing the gym. I will buy a membership there, like if I like it. You know what I'm saying? Literally. So it's like just use that to your advantage and try a bunch of gyms in your area and see which one you walk into and you're like, hell yeah.
You're like, I like this.
Yeah. You know, like don't let one bad gym turn you away.
Agreed. 100%. And also like the energy, and again like the gym like community, like each gym has their type of community. Sometimes like you go to a gym and you're like, the community isn't even there because like there's weights everywhere. Like it's disgusting.
I hate that.
The staff, I mean, they're doing their part, but again it's like 50-50. Like the gym rats also have to do their part, you know. So like sometimes you go to like a lazy gym and like no one wants to like clean up after themselves, and then sometimes you go to a good gym and like everything's so clean and everyone's very precise and like very respectful. So you just gotta find the vibe that you want to go towards. Yeah,
like honestly for me, like that has, so 24 Hour Fitness is like a popular chain, so people probably have heard of this, but like I used to go to 24 Hour like day in and day out, but there was like a lot of them were messy, low-key, like a lot. So it's like it was just like which was the least messy, but like it was so annoying to walk in there and hunt for weights. Like I would have to hunt for weights. The same thing with Speakeasy Fitness, if anyone knows what that is. Like I feel like I have to hunt for weights, and that just comes from a community who's not really vibing with the gym. Like these aren't people who respect the gym. These are people who are just going to the gym, and it's like, yeah, it's not that serious if you think about it, like respecting the gym, but it sort of is. Like you walk into someone's house, you pick something up, you put it down, right? Like exactly where you got it from. And I didn't realize how valuable that was until I found a gym that had everything in order, and I was like, this is the greatest feeling on the planet Earth. Like you don't even realize how, at least for me, I was getting like without consciously recognizing it, annoyed, like in my mind. Like it was making me sort of hate my gym experience because I would have to hunt for things, I would have to look for things, I would spend so much time in between my workouts like setting up and collecting and cleaning, that when I went to a gym where everything was exactly where it was supposed to be, or at least very close, because public gyms can only be like so good, you know, usually private gyms are the best, I was like, this made my gym experience 10 times better. Like, and I loved that. And I didn't even realize how much I hated a messy gym, messy or like disorganized, up until I found a good one that like the community respected the place that they were lifting in. And now it's like I go to a gym and the weights are all over the place and I'm like, damn, I cannot stay here for like 5 more minutes. It like literally irritates me.
Yeah, it does. I 100% agree with you. 100%. Yeah. Okay, let's talk about like the steps. Okay, so now that you have built some type of like foundation at home, and then you found your gym, and let's say it's your first day going to the gym. Obviously, like gym anxiety is real. Like you're nervous, you're scared, you're a little bit shy, you know. I would suggest like the first thing you should do when you walk in and scan your ID or whatever and check in, ask the employee and be like, hey, like I'm new to this location, can you please give me like a tour of where everything is? And that way like you're not alone, because like someone else is like guiding you, and then you're gonna go see where everything else is so you don't like look lost or whatever. And then what I suggest to do next is maybe because cardio kind of overlooks everything at the gym. So I would suggest like go maybe hop on a treadmill or like hop on Stairmaster for like 5 minutes or something, and just like scope out the entire area, see like where everything is, and see like, okay, now that I know where everything is, let me plan my workout in my head, you know?
Right. Like,
yeah,
like this is a really good tip. She told me this a little bit earlier, and I was like, that's an incredible tip, because one, to move like on the cardio machine and get that movement on you will make you feel better already. Like blood will start flowing, and it'll probably like release some of the stress that you're feeling. And to map what you're gonna do after just getting a tour would take away that unfamiliarity with the gym. Like you would already know, like, I'm gonna step down from this machine, I'm gonna do this, then I'm gonna do that, then I'm gonna do this, and it would relieve so much stress. Like I think that's such an incredible tip that like I have done maybe like unintentionally like once, but hearing it out loud like as a benefit, like as a beneficial tip, like is perfect. I think that's incredible.
Thank you.
Yeah.
And then what I would also recommend is like you're at a public gym, like sometimes like the workout that you have in mind will get shifted around because maybe someone else is using the machine that you want to use. I would always like suggest to have like a backup plan. Like let's say if you want to work out quads and you want to do leg extensions and that's taken, okay, like go do goblet squats, you know? Like,
yeah.
Heel elevated goblet squats or something, you know? Like always have a backup to what you wanted.
Yeah. And because it's gonna happen for me, a lot of times I'll swap order, even though order is like semi-important. I guess just after years of being in the gym, at some point I'm just like, fuck it, like I'll swap order if I have to. But a really good way to substitute exercises as well, and like this can work with every exercise. So it's like if it's taken, opt for a different weight like option. So if barbell back squats are taken, go grab the heaviest dumbbell and put straps on it and just do it like that. You know, like if the barbell back squats are taken, go grab the fixed barbells, go grab a kettlebell, you know, like there's so many options. Like if the cable row machine is taken, go do dumbbell rows. You know what I'm saying? Like just think of the exact movement that you were going to do, but choose a different weight, like option. Yeah. And something else that I want to say a little bit on that first tip with like asking the person at the front to guide you, something that has like really, really, really always helped me with my gym anxiety is I think what helps the most with gym anxiety is to feel comfortable in the space that you're in, and because it's new, right? And how do you make something feel comfortable? Like you want familiarity in that zone. So if you stick to one time and you go to that one time all the time, at least for like the beginning while you're getting comfortable, you're going to be running into the same people usually. And that in itself is going to make you feel comfortable. Like you don't have to talk to these people, but to be surrounded by faces that you know versus faces that you don't know, like will take your anxiety from like 10 to like 6, 5, like immediately. Like it's human like nature. No one is a stranger. Like, yeah, they're strangers, but at least you can recognize their faces. And not only that, like the people at the front that like you ask for a tour, like greet them. Greet them every single time that you walk in so that they greet you back, and like you are entering the gym on like this positive like interaction, and that will make you feel like I'm welcome here. Like after you start greeting them 2, 3, 4 times, you're gonna walk in and they'll be like, hey, what's up, Nona? Hey, what's up, Adeb? And you'll be like, hey, what's up? Like it's gonna make you feel like this is my place,
I belong,
right? Yeah. And that's why a good gym is important, because I've been into gyms where like the front desk is like they're mean, like they're just like don't greet you, but then there's another gym where you walk in, they're like, hey, what's up, man, go kill your workout. Like you need that, and I really think you can develop that relationship just on your initiative. Like walk in there, say, hey, what's up, nice to see you, good morning, and they're gonna be happy to see you too. Dude, shit, when I worked at a gym like front desk, like I would be so excited every time someone walked in and talked to me, because I'm trying to kill time. Like I'm there because I'm a people's person, so talk to me, you know. So when you walk in there like good morning, I would be like good morning, you know, like so if you develop that relationship with them, you're gonna start your day-to-day gym experience with a positive note. You don't know anyone in there, but at least now you know the front desk, and that's the first interaction you have, and they're like, welcome, what's up. Literally. It takes away that stress like hella, at least for me it did.
Exactly. And like adding on to exactly what you said, like I would recommend like just because you want to be familiar with everything and everyone, specific time, go at a specific time every single day. Yeah. And then soon enough that crowd is also going to be there at the same specific time as you because of their like schedule, and then you become friends.
Yeah, they're gonna start tossing those good morning.
Yeah. And then you become like a family, and it's so cool.
It's super cool. Like dude, I would die for the gym. I would
the gym community.
Yeah, like a good gym community is such a vibe. Like
Yeah.
if you are in college and you are not taking advantage of your college gym community, please, like for me, do it, because I miss mine so much. The college gym community you will never find anywhere else, because everyone is the exact same age and everyone is like to want to grind the gym while you are suffering in college is a different level. I think
a pain.
yeah, it's a pain. Like, and you really get grinders out there. So like if you are in college and going to the gym, you're gonna meet some of like the best gym friends you're ever gonna meet in your life, at least in my experience. So like that's what made me realize that a gym community is valuable. My college gym. Yeah,
it is. Literally, I had severe like anxiety, so I didn't go to the UCLA gym as often. I like stuck to the apartment gym.
The BFit, right? You went to BFit?
No, I went to Wooden.
Wait, I went to Wooden.
I went to Wooden, but I would go like on Thursday nights.
You know why she's saying that? There's no way. Thursday nights was when everyone would go out. Like it was Thirsty Thursdays.
Yeah.
So she wouldn't. Whoa, dude, that's so funny. Look at you meticulously avoiding.
I would plan. I would be like, you know what? Thursday nights, everyone's out. Gym's empty. I'm going.
Oh my god, that's so funny. That is so
always
funny.
empty. No one
Always.
was there, and I had the best workout ever. I get really like, you know, I love people. That's why I'm like going to a public gym now. I love people, but I have like the worst anxiety sometimes, and I'm just like, I can't have anyone around me.
I feel that
I will freak the fuck out, like panic attack, like.
Yeah, I feel that. It's just because we don't do those things often.
It's, you know, I was never like this. COVID made me like this.
Dude, okay, let's talk about it.
Yeah.
No, let's really talk about it. COVID fucked us up.
COVID fucked me
like,
up.
and it could have been worse, obviously. Like, I'm not... I feel like on the internet, you have to tread carefully, even though, like, I will honestly just say what I think.
Yeah.
But I feel like sometimes disclaimers are important.
Yeah.
I know some people had it really bad with COVID. Like, some people lost... Like, I've lost family members. Not, like, immediate family members, but, like, my mom's, like, side.
Yeah.
Like, my best friend, like, you know, like, I've seen loss. Like, I've seen job losses. Like, I know it's really, really bad. So, I'm not negating those things. But all I'm saying is, like, COVID fucked us up, like
mentally,
dude. Like, no, humans don't deserve to
isolate.
Yeah, like that.
Yeah.
Of course, that's what was necessary. But it's almost like, damn, like that's why when people like I have people message me sometimes, or people talk to me sometimes and be like, hey Autumn, like ever since COVID, like I don't have motivation, like this, that, like all these things, and I'm like, and they're saying I feel so crappy because I'm like a shell of what I once was. Me too, by the way. Like I am 100% a shell of what I once was. And I'm just like, dude, like you are not alone. Like every single person on this planet is feeling that. Like I'd be shocked if they weren't. The only people who are not feeling that are people who were already isolating prior to that. You know, and those people just thrived in that condition. Like, yeah, I'm an introvert, but that doesn't mean like I didn't communicate or didn't see people. I saw people on a day-to-day basis, especially just coming out of college. I was always around people. So like being in that situation with COVID made interactions so overwhelming for a little bit, right? Like you can agree, like just interacting with people was so odd for a little bit, and it's still like is recovering for me. Like a lot of aspects of life is still recovering for me because of COVID.
I agree.
Yeah.
Like I remember like after like the lockdown thing was over with and like people would hang out, like I would get so tired so easily. I was like, I need to go home, man. Like, I need to go home. But now like I feel like I've recovered. I'm like, no, I want to go out. Like I'm just like over it now. I'm like, I want to go out. I want to talk to everyone. I want to be around people. I want to like be social again. Like, but because like I was self-isolated for such a long time that like I get scared a little bit, and then like
there's hesitation for sure.
A little bit of hesitation. I'm just like,
yeah. The first concert I went to after COVID was like, it was like euphoric. It was like surreal. Like after like so many people like were like, no, like we don't want to hang out. We don't want to see anyone. Like all these things. Like everyone was like isolating. To go to like a field full of people who were like dancing and singing together. I was so nice. Because for a moment everyone's like, life will never be normal again. Like of course people were being so dramatic. Like I always knew that things would come back, but it's almost like you kept thinking when. And when I went to that first concert and everyone's dancing and singing in the crowd, I was like, fuck, like I love this. Like as much as
humans are cute.
Yeah, humans are cute. Humans are so cute. Human interaction is so cute. Like and happy humans are so cute. Like that's why concerts are a vibe. Like
you're in everyone's like just vibing together.
Yeah, listening to their favorite artists, dancing, singing. Everyone's like, you look great.
Yeah, they're just like so nice. Everyone's so nice.
Yeah.
I love that.
I do too.
Yeah.
Where were we at before this? We were at like, how going to the public gyms give you some anxiety. So we're talking about like relieving that anxiety.
Going at a specific time.
Right.
Because it's your gym community. You become like super tight with them. And honestly, like it's crazy because when I first went to my dungeon gym, majority of the time I'm alone, but sometimes I go during a time where I know there's people. And when I first went, there was this, I explained the story before in a podcast episode, but there was this one guy, and he's tatted head to toe, right? He doesn't talk to anyone. We used to not speak, you know? And because I was so afraid of him, I was like, he's like super serious. Like I don't want to like disturb his mojo or whatever. And then like later on, like we would say like, hey, hi, because like we always came at the same time. I'd be like, hey, and he'd be like, hey, and I'm like, what are you hitting today? That's honestly the best way to like start like a friendship.
Yes.
Like, what are you hitting today? And they're like, oh, I'm hitting legs.
And that's
like,
it.
Yeah. I'm like, oh, have a good workout.
Yeah.
And then later on, it's like, hey, how are you? How's your day? And then like it leads on, you know?
It's the easiest way. If you're going to see this person again, please don't be upfront. If you are constantly see this person every single day, stop being so forward. You don't have to be. You're going to see them again.
Yeah.
So the only time you ever have to be forward is like if you see someone in passing and you're like, I'm never going to see this person ever again. At that, balls to the wall. Like do what you have to if you feel it. But if you're going to see this person every day, just no need to be forward. It could just literally be like, oh, I love your outfit.
Very organic.
It's like,
because you're going to see them again.
Yeah. And then the next time they'll be like, I love your outfit. You'll be like, okay, you know, like super organic. But you talk to him. And then
we became really good friends. Now, like every single time I see him, like we have, I'm not even kidding, like 30 minutes of conversation. And then we're like, okay. Yeah. Go to work. Yeah. Yeah. And it's the coolest thing ever. So like literally just like don't be afraid to like just say hi to people. If you see them all the time, like it's gonna be awkward if you don't say hi now. You know, like if you're constantly seeing them, you're like, you gotta be respectful and be like, hey, you know? And they'd be happy. Like trust me, like they'll be happy. Now that we covered like the first steps, let's talk about like the basic gym rules, like the basic gym terms
and etiquette, right?
And etiquette.
Yeah. Okay,
like,
I'm done.
The unspoken.
Yeah, the unspoken
pillars.
Okay, I'm gonna start with something. If a machine that you are desiring is taken, at least this is my personal opinion, I don't like me. I will be cautious of the time that I spend in a machine if I see a gym is busy. But you gotta understand that sometimes people's workouts center around one exercise, like if they're powerlifting, like depending on what kind of exercise they're doing, like it could be like their entire workout is 2 exercises. So if they take the squat rack for like 45 minutes, like it's a pain, I get it, but like just because it's not what you do doesn't mean it's not what they do. So you have to respect the time that someone's going to spend there. But if you are desiring an equipment and you are waiting for it, do not hover. Like you cannot be hovering around this person and close to this person in proximity. The best thing to do when waiting for a machine that you desire is one, stay in the vicinity so you can see when it's empty. If you talk to them, they'll probably come up to you and let you know when it's done. But occupy yourself. Like use a machine, use an accessory movement, use an isolation movement, use bands and warm up. Like go on the treadmill and keep an eye on what you're looking at. But this person should not feel like they're being watched.
Yeah, that's so uncomfortable. You're ruining that dude's workout, bro.
Yeah, when they're just like behind you, like in the squat rack. It's like no. That's something that I think is like major gym etiquette. Yeah,
majorly. Give them their space. And like leading up to this, like let's say that someone's using an equipment and then you also want to use that equipment, you could always go in. This is a term that people will use at the gym, so it's best to get comfortable with it. They're gonna be like, hey, can I work in with you? So basically working in with them, it's basically like they do their reps, and then like when their set is done and they want to take a break, you go in and you do your like reps and like you finish your set. But again, like if you're gonna ask someone to work in, remember that it's kind of on their time.
Fuck our podcast days, they're actually funny.
Yeah, we're so random.
Yeah.
Do I have anything on my face?
Do I? We just finished munching.
We literally rubbed them up, no crumbs.
But that's so funny. The first time I was up, we're like, all right.
Yeah,
like, kebabs.
Literally. So Middle Eastern.
Yeah. Wait, you can hear me?
Yeah.
I can't. Wow, you can hear me like crispy?
Yeah.
Whoa, I can hear shit.
Oh, bitch, because your thing fell out.
Oh. Well, you done me and you bet I felt it. I try to be slick, but you're so hot that I melted. Fall right through the cracks. Now I'm trying to get back before the cool done run out. I'll be giving it my best, and nothing's gonna stop me but divine intervention. Get it going. My turn to win some or learn some. It'd be such a vibe to go to like American Idol, and just for like to be like just for the fun and shit of it, like because we're bad, right? So it'd be funny.
Hilarious.
Yeah, it'd be
The
funny.
judge would be like, Simon Cowell would be like,
Yeah,
get this bitch
but
off.
I won't hesitate.
I'll be in the background, your background singer.
It's like
No more.
a flex for every beat. No more. Like bodybuilding posing while you sing. Wait, I think that would be so funny.
Imagine they added that to the Mr. Olympia thing. You see C-Bomb over here.
Like
doing
they're
different
posing,
poses.
they're posing is the Jason Mraz. I'm yours. But I won't
Hesitate no more.
I can't do this again. I cannot do this again. The last place we took off was you saying
Working in.
you got to respect their time. You got to respect exactly how they want things done. And I want to add to that this is what I think is like, you know, like there's etiquette and there's being like, they're like, damn, that's respectful.
Mm-hmm.
I think what's really respectful in the gym is like, if you are working in with someone, after each of your reps, at each of your sets, you put the machine in the conditions it was for theirs. So if the seat was unadjusted, you had to move it, just check where it was when you sit on it, and so you can bring it back to that and put it back to the weight that they were doing, so that they're literally doing no work. It's like if that's just theirs because you're working in with them. So I think that's something really respectful to do. I like to do that a lot whenever I'm working with someone, so it doesn't feel like I'm bothering them, you know?
Exactly.
Because they didn't have to say yes. A lot of people are just trying to do their own thing. But yeah.
I 100% agree. 100%.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And you know what? Like when you ask someone to like work in, sometimes like there's some like rude individuals who are like, no.
Yeah.
You know? So like just like don't take that personal like at all.
Yeah.
Like
that's definitely like a reflection of them if they're rude about it, you know. It's not wrong of you to ask. It's totally normal. Like, so don't feel like if you ask and you get turned down like in a rude way that you're like feel uncomfortable asking again. Like, no, like from my experience, 90% of people in the gym are gonna be like, yeah, you can work with me, you know. So if you get someone who like makes you feel comfortable about asking, like don't feel bad about the fact that you did. Like, you're allowed to in the gym. That's very normal in the gym to ask.
100%. Like don't be afraid. One bad experience doesn't make every other like future outcome to be like the exact same.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Another thing that I think is sort of gym etiquette is to sort of be respectful of people's space.
Mm-hmm.
Like you can rest anywhere you want in the gym. Obviously, like the space is everyone's, but I think good etiquette is to recognize like this is just being observant. Like when if you're using a cable machine, the person directly behind you on the cables, like when he rests, how far out does he go in the cable machine? Like I don't want to stand in a place that like I'm gonna run into him. Like if he pulls back for his tricep pull downs, is he gonna hit me? You know, like you get the corner that you get with the machine that you get, and a lot of the times the most respectful way to be is to stay in that bubble. Like because people are gonna be walking in and out, moving weights around, moving barbells around, and you never really want to get in anyone's way. And the thing is when you're exhausted in the gym, it's so easy to rest and like be so caught up with catching your breath, like you might not even notice that someone's trying to squeeze by with like heavy dumbbells, and they're barely getting by and holding this for like 2 minutes, and you're standing in their way. You know, it's like so easy to do. Like I've done it before. So the best thing to do is like to rest within that small bubble of your machine, of your cable machine, so that way like everyone that's getting by, especially the people that are chugging weights along, like have their pathway to do so. You know, like you never want to be in anyone's way. So like for us with like our tripods and stuff, like I will try to set it up within my sphere, or just make sure that it's not really busy if I set it up. And it's like if you're set it up, people are going to be walking in front of it, and that's just something that you have to be willing to accept, you know. Like they're just going to walk around it, in front of it, behind it, and that's something that like I don't think you should ever really complain about, you know. Like space is everyone's in the gym. You just have to be a little bit mindful of it.
100%. 100%. I couldn't agree more. Like that is like a huge issue in some sense too.
Yeah, it is.
It's very common sense too, but sometimes you're just so caught up with your own thing that like you forget about your surroundings.
Yeah, especially if you're going in, like you're heavy breathing. Like I've been resting like, and I like don't even notice where I am. I've trailed off to the squat rack, like I'm pacing. You know what I mean? Like, so it's so easy to do, but like a little goes a long way, like just to stay where you're supposed to.
Literally.
Mm-hmm.
What else can we add to this list?
I think another thing that's sort of gym etiquette is like making sure that you are not like getting lost in your phone while you're exercising. Your rest can be as long as you want it to, but sometimes it's really obvious when like I've had people like sitting on a machine taking a phone call for like 15 minutes. Like it's like take that phone call a little bit to the left, because that 15 minutes someone could do an entire 18 sets on that thing. You know what I'm saying? Like I think it's to be like you want people around you to feel like, okay, like this person is using that equipment. I don't care how long they stay there, you know, versus the fact that like you rest and you rest
hogging
and you rest.
it.
Yeah, you're hogging it. You're taking a phone call. You're using your phone. Like you can use your phone. I use my phone during my rest all the time. I'm also like looking at the videos I just took. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But like just be mindful that like you are disrespecting other people's time when you do that. Like people be on a time crunch at the gym. You ever go to the gym and you're like, I have an hour?
Yeah.
Yeah, and then like you're trying to use a machine and someone's on the phone like taking a business call for 15 minutes. It's like, come on.
Literally.
Yeah, it's like, come on.
You're eating my time right now. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, sir, I literally have 30 more minutes.
Yeah, you never know what people are in there trying to get like a 30-minute workout, you know, like so to be mindful of that is important.
And also another gym etiquette is that if you're sweating, please like clean the equipment that you're using. Like that's so disgusting.
That is so
disgusting.
That is so gross.
So gross.
So
like,
gross.
Bro, wipe that.
Yeah.
Wipe it down. No
Dude,
one wants to sit on your sweaty like.
I had somebody like, I'm talking like literally like this guy was, I think was doing chest. I don't take my word for it obviously, but it doesn't matter what the exercise was, but like chest supported rows. But this man was like going in like he had just had like the hardest workout of his life. Like he was dripping sweat. And I go to that bench after and it was like droplets of water all over that bench. I was like, you cannot leave a bench like that. You really can't. That's gross.
That's disgusting. That's so disrespectful.
It is. Like, would you do that to your couch?
Yeah. Would you go sit down on another bench that had sweat on it? No. So, like, no other person wants to sit on your bench with your sweat.
Yeah. Just wipe shit down. It's not that difficult. Like, honestly, just wipe it down. Like, honestly, the only times I won't, like, wipe things down is, like, when I know that, like, I didn't dirty it.
Yeah, like there's nothing on there.
There is nothing. Like, I just bench pressed. It was my first exercise. I'm not even, like, warm. Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
Literally. Like, there's no, like, sign of me being there.
Yeah,
there.
like literally, it looks like it did when I got there. You know.
Then there's literally no reason for me to like wipe it down.
Yeah, but like anything for like chest supported rows, like when my face is on the bench, like I've my breath has like condensed onto the bench. Like I'm gonna wipe it.
Yeah.
Even if I don't sweat on it, like I was literally just like basically like face to bench.
Yeah.
You know, like no one wants my face in their face.
Yeah.
Like no one wants that.
Yeah. Period. What's another thing? Oh, also, like, don't talk to someone if they're in the middle of their set. No one wants to have a conversation with you when they're literally, like, on the verge of, like, tears, like, hitting their, like, last few reps.
Yeah.
Like, they're zoned in. They're thinking about the mind-to-muscle connection. Like, you don't want to disturb that piece. Talk to them when they're resting or that you're confident that, like, they're done. That's the good time.
Yeah.
Or when they're leaving the gym, like just to be safe. Like when they're leaving or they just came to the gym.
That's a good one.
That's a good time to talk to someone. But when they're in the middle of working out, bro, that's just gonna kill their mood. It's just so disrespectful.
It's wildly disrespectful.
Yeah.
Also, I think there's cues in the gym, like people's outfits, headsets, demeanors will tell you a lot. Like, and I genuinely believe this. Like, I think men can approach women in the gym. Like, I'm not against it. You know what I'm saying? I think women can approach men in the gym. I'm not against it. But I am a firm believer of cues. Like, if somebody has massive headphones on, has a hat on, like is never, like just don't talk. I don't care what is compelling you. You're like, this person is my soulmate. Like you just don't. Like honestly, like it's better to just not do it. There is cues in the world, you know, like, and I think there's massive cues in the gym. Like if you have your hood up on, you have massive headphones on. Like the reason I bought headphones is so that like I like am
they know that like,
like, you know what I mean, like I'm in 6 songs deep, like you know what I'm saying. And what works is to read cues. It's like even someone with like massive headphones, if you like if they glance at you and they give you some kind of acknowledgement, then do it, you know, like but like never like someone's mid-set headphones on, hoodie on, and you just like tap their shoulder and just be like, hey, I just wanted to say, like, no.
Yeah, no.
It can't happen.
Like, if they're there and like, because I feel like you would get the vibe of a person. If they're always with hat, hoodie, and stuff, and you've seen that guy for a year, maybe that's just their style. But like, let's say like one day they come in with like a hoodie, hat, headphones, and like literally just like baggy clothes covering everything. Yeah. Then don't talk to them. Yeah. If they come the next day, like maybe one AirPod in, one AirPod out, and like no hat, no big hoodie or whatever, then they're more approachable. Then that means like, hey, like, I'm okay with someone talking to me.
Yeah. You know? And it's true. Like, that could be someone's style. Like, I wear big headphones all the time, you know?
Yeah. And I wear a hat all the time.
Yeah. And, like, I do like to be, like, in my zone at the gym. But it's, like, I won't be, like, massively upset ever. Like, I love to meet new people at the gym, you know? I just think, like, it's so hard to explain, right? But those, like if someone is in their zone, it's so obvious when they're in.
It's so obvious. You get the vibe. You get the energy sense, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah. I think that's so important. So important. You know, you don't want to like, I don't know, you don't want your feelings to be hurt. Like, we just want to look out for you guys. Like you go up to the person and you're like so excited to like start a conversation. They're like,
and they're just like, like they're having the worst day of their lives. Like, they're like fighting demons at the gym. Yeah, for sure.
And then you get your feelings hurt and you're like, this person's so mean. But it's not the case. And also, like, one thing that like to take away from like the gym, but also like to display this to your entire life, don't take anyone's actions personally. Ever. Like, it's just a reflection of them. If someone's like mean to you at the gym, it's not because of you. It's not because you did something wrong. They're probably going through a tough time and they just wanted to like have an outlet. And unfortunately you were in their way, so they were like, I'm just gonna go off on this person, you know? So like, don't ever like feel like, oh my god, like what am I doing wrong? You're not doing anything wrong. They're just them, and they're probably going through a rough time. So just like, I don't know, like pray for them and hope that everything works out for them and carry on with their day.
Right. Yeah. 100%. I think I talked about this maybe once before, but for example, like something that like that really resonates with me for is I used to get major anxiety about using like my tripod in the gym, right? But now I've accepted the fact that that's just something that I do, and just like anyone else shouldn't be ashamed to do their job, like I shouldn't be ashamed to want to record. And content creation is not a small thing. Everyone consumes content, so it's like shouldn't hurt people to see other people making content, right? But I used to be so anxious about it, and I used to get so overwhelmed. I would only use a water bottle, like things like that. And I think one day I just came to the realization that it's not personal. Like, if someone is bothered by my tripod being in the way, that I don't even care if you walk in front of it, you walk behind it. Like, I was like, that says more about them than it says about me. Like, I know that morally I'm not doing anything wrong. I know that my character is not being questioned with the actions that I'm doing. Like, I'm literally just setting up a tripod. Just for example, like if you're going up to someone and you're talking to them in the middle of the gym, like, and you accidentally approach someone who wasn't having a good day, you did not do anything wrong. Like, the only thing wrong that happened was some events in their life that day that made them upset, you know? And they're allowed to like mourn whichever way that they want. But it's like, it's so easy to sometimes get overwhelmed by like, oh, like I'm getting so anxious because people are gonna think that I'm annoying. People are gonna think that this, that. But it's like, I'm not doing anything wrong. And that's the realization I came to with like as simple as something as recording in the gym. Like, if people can walk around me and I'm not bothering them by taking up space, my smaller tripod is definitely not bothering them. Exactly. It's literally like 1/4 of a human body in the gym. And if you are comfortable with walking around people in the gym, a tripod shouldn't bother you, you know? So like, when people get upset about that, it's more of like, what's actually making you mad about that? Agreed. You know, like there's a deeper meaning behind it, and it has nothing to do with you. And then you coming up to someone at the gym who's like zoned in and it starts being a little bit rude to you has nothing to do with you. Like, greeting someone and talking to someone is always a positive thing. Like, even if it might come at the wrong time, like to some people, you didn't do anything wrong. That's dope. Like, developing a human connection is cool. So, you know, like in the end, it's not about like, you can read rooms better, but it's like, it's important to not take things personal, because as long as you know you're not doing anything wrong, like you actually did not do anything wrong.
100% agree with you. 100%.
Yeah.
Yeah. And also, like, another thing is, like, let's say you're at the gym. Like, this is a community we're talking about. and sometimes there's individuals that shouldn't be in that community or in that community. If you see that someone's like being a creep to someone, like literally like stand up and say something about it, like defend the other person. Like if like let's say there's a lot of creepy men out there, is like what is it, making anyone uncomfortable, like you should say something, because if you say something, others will say something, and it's just a domino effect.
Yeah, there's this thing, it's a psychological thing. What is it called? Like, I'm gonna give it literally a random name, so don't judge me for this, but like it's like what's the
Bystander?
good Samaritan? Yeah, something like that. Like there's like a good Samaritan, like imagine like good Samaritan like syndrome. Like everyone, like if someone is to be like fainted on the sidewalk, right, and you see it and you're like, oh fuck, instead of calling 911, you think since it's so obvious, someone else would have called 911.
Yeah.
And because of that, like 911 doesn't get called for like
That's
15 minutes.
Effect.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Something like that.
Because then you're like, oh, someone else is gonna do
yeah,
it.
like it's, oh my god, this is a big deal for sure. It's like when you see a fire, you're like, oh, they probably already know that fire's there. But everyone and their mamas is thinking that.
The same thing.
Yeah. So then no one is getting that fire checked out. Mm-hmm. So it's like at the gym, like, but if one person does do it, for example, like when you're taught CPR, you are taught to direct people what to do, because otherwise people won't do it. So it's like if someone faints, you tell this person, okay, you have to point at like random ass people. You'll be like, you grab me this, you take out your phone right now and call 911, otherwise it won't get done, right?
Exactly.
So it's the same thing as like in the gym. Like if you see someone being a creep, if you say something like even out loud, like to make that person feel like, because if someone's being a creep to me and someone else is like, what the fuck are you looking at, I'm gonna feel good.
Yeah.
Because especially if I recognize them being a creep and I was being like a little like scared about it, and someone else is like, yo, like stop doing that, I would feel really good, right? But also that effect will get someone else to be like, yeah, you know, like, and then it's like a body of like good Samaritans.
Literally.
But that doesn't come out until that first person. You want to be that first person at the gym, I think. Like you want to be it everywhere, right? But at the gym,
like hero status, you know?
Yeah, especially like girl to girl, like I would do it in a heartbeat. Like if I saw something happening, just like when me and Elena were at the gym and I saw someone taking a picture of Elena's ass, right? But it ended up like it was both of ours. Like we were both victims. But I was like, let me see your phone.
Yeah.
And he's like, what? Yeah, but you know what I'm saying? But like it's important to do that, because it's a domino effect. Like you do it and everyone else feels more comfortable.
Did anyone else say like anything when you went up to the...
No.
What the
Yeah,
fuck?
so the domino effect is there's not 100% success rate.
That is so sad for our...
Yeah, I said...
For humankind.
Yeah, I said that in my video that I posted on TikTok for the story time. Like, the fact is, like, I'm talking to this guy and I'm really loud about it too, because I'm upset. Like, I'm not doing it to be loud, but I'm obviously, like, feeling uncomfortable. Like, I'm raising my voice. And while, like, I feel like it's very obvious what we're talking about, there's, like, so many guys around that, like, are not saying anything. And like mid-conversation, like a guy comes and like daps him up, like not like congrats on doing that, but like greets him like, hey, what's up, nice to see you.
What the
I was like, what? Like, yeah. But that was the same guy that when we went to the gym, remember, it was the same guy.
Old man.
Yeah, it was the same guy.
Wasn't he kicked out?
Yeah, I don't know, when we told the front desk, remember, the girl was like, yeah, I saw your video, like I know who that is, like we're gonna handle him, remember?
That's messed up.
Yeah, but
I hate when actions aren't taken.
Yeah,
when they obviously should have been taken.
I think maybe he got kicked out, but I haven't been to that gym, so I have no idea.
Damn, I hope he did.
After that day, I think he might have, because they would like had us write an incident report, all that ish.
Damn.
Yeah,
that's crazy.
Sort of crazy.
He should have been kicked out in the first place. He shouldn't have been there.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know, man.
It's crazy.
That's what I'm saying. Like sometimes people do get in the community that are not supposed to be there, but it's like I genuinely believe 90% of the gym community is a good community. 99, like 95. Like I really believe that. Like maybe I'm a gym head, but I really, really believe that. So like even like interactions like that don't astray me. Like I'm just like, yeah, that's just a bad seed, like a fucking creep. But they exist in real life too, you know. Everywhere. He just infiltrated my safe space, literally. But I'll get him out.
Kick him out. Kick that seat out. Yeah. Plant a better one. Yeah. You know? Yeah, but like once you find your place in the gym community, like it's just something so magical. Like I think like the bond that you create with like everyone who's there and working out, it's like honestly a family. Like everyone's supporting each other to like be the best versions of themselves. And it's just so nice. Like it's so cool.
No, it really is. Yeah. Like I am motivated by by others being motivated.
Yeah.
Like, I think maybe most people are, but like, so to be around in a community, especially like if you go at a consistent time, you will see these same people and you will see them improve, and you will see them, they will talk to you about their plans, they'll talk to you about the changes that they're making in their diet and their workout, and like, and you're just like, if you are not motivated in the gym, if you force yourself to find your gym community, like by going at a consistent time, I promise you'll find motivation.
Literally.
Like if you are not motivated and you're social, my advice to you would be to go to at a consistent time and start talking to the people that you see, and you will see how quickly that their motivation will motivate you. And sometimes it's like a false effect. Like I'm sure that they're looking to be motivated in some way too. And when you guys talk to each other, you guys are only talking about the positives. So it's like this, it might be a little like front at the same time, but it's still providing benefit to both parties, you know, like, because everyone struggles with motivation. Oh, yeah. But when you're in the zone, like when you're at the gym, everyone's like, yeah, like they talk about what they want to do. They talk about what their plans are to do. And just hearing that makes you think, I'm going to fucking do it too, you know?
Literally.
That's the best way to get motivated for the gym.
I agree 100%.
Yeah.
It's such a cool place, bro.
It is.
I really hope, like, if anyone's listening to this and, like, they don't know where to start and they're just like really scared to start their journey, like I hope this inspires you to like actually go at it and do it, because you belong. Yeah, you do belong 100%. And I think that that's the best place to start, like with like improving yourself. Like you get into the gym community and it's like phew, literally you're like approved.
Yeah, I'm gonna start working on every aspect of my life. Literally. I think that's how it was for me.
Yeah. It's a push.
Yeah,
it's wonderful. Any other?
I don't have any.
Same.
I'm down to wrap it up. Yeah.
All right, guys. Thank you so much for tuning in.
We love you guys so much, and the takeaway that I want you guys to take away from this episode is that everybody belongs in the gym, and just give yourself time to find your place. If it's feeling uncomfortable, it won't forever.
Literally. Love you guys.
We love you.
Bye.
Bye.